This is Odyssey, the new electronic game simulator. You attach Odyssey to your television set in seconds to create a closed-circuit electronic playground. Odyssey is tennis, roulette, football and hockey, analogic, and geography. Odyssey comes complete with 12 electronic games and educational experiences. Many more are optionally available, like a shooting gallery, a prehistoric safari. Odyssey is an electronic teacher. Odyssey is a total play and learning experience for all ages. Odyssey. It's new from Magnavox. Odyssey.
The Magnavox Odyssey is the first commercial home video game console. The hardware was designed by a small team led by Ralph Baer at Sanders Associates, while Magnavox completed development and released it to the United States in September 1972 and overseas the following year. The Odyssey consists of a white, black, and brown box that connects to a television set and two rectangular controllers attached by wires. It is capable of displaying 3 square dots and 1 line of varying height on the screen in monochrome black and white, with differing behaviors for the dots depending on the game played. Players would place plastic overlays on the screen to display additional visual elements for each game, and 1 or 2 players for each game control their dots with the knobs and the buttons on the controller by the rules given for the game. The console couldn't generate audio or track scores. The Odyssey console came packaged with dice, paper, money, and other board game paraphernalia to accompany the games, while a peripheral controller, the first video game light gun, was sold separately. The idea for a video game console was conceived by Ralph Baer in August of 1966. Over the next 3 years, he, along with Bill Harrison and Bill Rush, created 7 successive prototype consoles. The 7th, known as the Brown Box, was shown to several manufacturers before Magnavox agreed to produce it in January of 1971, and after releasing the console through their dealerships, Magnavox sold 69,000 units in the first calendar year and 350,000 by the time the console was discontinued in 1975. Now, if you're a fan of video games and you love consoles, you've got to know where everything started, where it came from, and the history of this man and this console are incredibly important. So what I wanted to do is include some promotional videos, some long-lost footage, and I scoured it together for this one video. The first is Ralph Baer himself demonstrating the initial unit and how it would work. The second is a promotional video sent out to stores to show exactly what this product was and how groundbreaking it could be. And the last video is some commercials on television and some executives talking about what the Odyssey was. And you have to remember, back in 1969, 1970, there was no technology like this. It was groundbreaking, and it was the beginning of video games. It was the beginning of home consoles, and I think that's important. I think it's important to recognize that, and everyone now recognizes Ralph Baer as the father of video games. He also is credited with creating some really great electronic games like Simon, Simon 2, and Maniac. I mean, these are games that most of us who are a bit older remember playing and loving, not to mention the fact that he literally created the home video game console. So sit back, watch these 3 really cool, rare videos. Let me know what you think about them. Did you play the Odyssey? Do you remember the Odyssey? And isn't it cool to be able to have this information and look back and celebrate where it all began? Thanks for watching.
Here we are, playing ping pong when we ought to be working. Here's our ball volleying back and forth. 1 free ball, plus 1 net, courtesy of a local CATV station. Here's my partner Bill, and we're going to play ping pong for you in a minute. But before we do, I'd like to show you the controls that we're using, which are part of the plug-in module, the ping pong plug-in module, gaming plug-in module of the all-purpose box we talked about earlier. There is a horizontal knob here, as you can see, which, when I twiddle it, moves my paddle from left to right. There's a vertical control, which moves my paddle up and down. Finally, there's an English knob, which allows me to put curves on the ball control the vertical position of the ball as it leaves my paddle. Whenever I intercept the ball, if I don't miss it, and bat it back at my opponent, I have control over the ball's vertical position, and that's what the English knob is for. And watch me fake him out in a minute. There's another control here, a serve knob, which puts the ball into play, serves it from my side if it's out of play, on my position if it should go out of play. In Bill's position, he's got the same kind of a button right here. He pushes it, and the ball comes in from that side. Ready?
It's on your side.
It's on my side? Okay, let's go. Let me move away from the net a bit. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 3, and down I go. And up I go, and down I go. Now watch me fake him up. I didn't do it. I did it this time. Okay. Whoops. 1, 2. You want to score, Bill?
Sure.
Well, okay, 1-0. Here we go. Up and down and up. He's getting tricky. Missed it. 1 up. Keep it on the table, Bear. Here we go. Fake you out again. 2-1. We'll play up to 5. Huh? Good show. Get closer to the net. Make it a little faster. Up. 2 up. Missed it again. 3-2. I guess that makes it count of 5. Huh? Okay. Who else would like to play? Why don't you come on and play the game against my evil partner here, which just faked me out again.
Magnavox presents Odyssey, the electronic game of the future. Odyssey easily attaches to any brand TV, black and white or color, to create a closed-circuit electronic playground. Odyssey gives you all the exciting action of hockey and 11 other challenging play and learning games for the entire family. Odyssey, a new dimension for your television, now at your Magnavox dealer. He's listed in the yellow pages.
Bob, would you explain what it is we have here? How does Odyssey work?
Well, basically, Odyssey is an electronic game simulator that you attach to your television to create a totally new play and learning experience. The electronic device is battery-powered, and the heart of the unit is the master control unit, which you see poised here. The master control unit, as I say, is battery-powered, and by inserting a printed circuit game card, you can create the 2 figures and the ball that we see on this particular game.
This is the... Show them that, Bob.
By pulling this
all
out,
there is to it.
You have ceased sending your signal to your TV set. By reinserting this in the slot, you recreate on the screen then the necessary players to play the game.
Now, how many games can you play?
Well, you can play a number of different games with the product itself. There are 12 games that come with it. The games fall into 3 distinct categories. I have the product box here. The categories of games that we have are sports, family and adult, and educational type games. Each of the games, as the tennis game that you see on the TV, require a Mylar overlay like these. This one is the haunted house overlay, a Simon Says overlay, which is in the educational area for the preschoolers. In addition, for each of the games, you're required game boards, decks of cards that you see here for Simon Says, haunted house, the States game, chips for the roulette game, and then the other 6 or 5 others, including the one in the device.
There's a football game, too, isn't it?
Yes, it's a very, very interesting one and very detailed, and I think people will have a great deal of fun playing
Now,
it.
how can you use it? Can you use it on any television set at all?
Yes, Larry. It works on any TV, primarily 18 inches through 25 inches. That's by design of the overlays that we have for the product right now, but certainly it'll work on any TV.
Now, how much does that cost?
It will retail for just under $100.
And where can you get it?
Exclusively at the Magnavox outlets.
It's really marvelous. It's the most extraordinary. Now, how do you tune it in? I mean, if you just... Do you have to have can you, like, if you're on any channel, can you play it?
No. Once you're ready to set this up, you connect the master control unit to the antenna terminals on the back of your television set and tune to either channel 3 or channel 4, whichever's not in use in your area. And you simply turn your TV on and tune it in just as you would a normal program.
Boy, I don't know about anybody else, but I really want one. Thanks for being with us on What's My View.
what does your family do on those stay indoors rainy afternoons? Or on those cold, blustery winter days? Families who are content to let television do its thing often find themselves at its mercy for a choice of entertainment, while people who want television to do their thing entertain themselves with Odyssey, the electronic game of the future, and the family's best foul-weather friend. Odyssey can be attached to any brand television receiver with a screen size of 18 to 25 inches, either black and white or color. And an ordinary screwdriver is the only tool needed to attach this Odyssey antenna game switch to the antenna terminals on the back of the television set. Once the antenna game switch is attached, you can select the TV position for regular television viewing, or the game position for playing your favorite Odyssey game. Odyssey is played through an unused VHF channel of your television set and operates on 6 common-size C-cell batteries which come packed with the unit. Simply connect the game core to the antenna game switch on the back of the set and to the master control unit. And plug the player control unit cords into their respective sockets on the master unit. And your Odyssey is ready to begin entertaining your family. Each Odyssey game uses one of these special game cards, which plug into a slot at the front of the master control unit. The game cards activate lights on your television screen that bounce, float, or extinguish on contact, depending upon the particular game you've chosen to play. For example, to play Odyssey Tennis, you insert game card number 3 into the master unit. This activates 3 lights, 2 representing the players and 1 representing the ball. Press the special tennis game overlay into position on the television screen, and you're ready to begin an exciting, fast-paced tennis game. The horizontal knob on the left side of each player control unit allows you to move your player light in a left to right or right to left direction. The vertical knob on the right side of each player control unit lets you move your player light in an up and down direction. And the reset buttons on top of each player control unit bring the ball back into play should it happen to go off the court. After you've learned the basics of the game, you can increase the challenge of Odyssey Tennis by increasing or decreasing the speed of the tennis ball with a special speed control on the back of the master unit. And when you want to razzle-dazzle your opponent into submission, a special English control, which fits inside the horizontal knob, will make that tennis ball do everything but stand up and talk. 12 different and exciting games come with your Odyssey, each following the same basic play procedures. In addition to Odyssey table tennis and tennis, other sport games include hockey, football, and skiing. For the youngsters in the family, there's cat and mouse, haunted house, and Simon Says. Rounding out your Odyssey game series are such challengers as Submarine, Roulette, Analogic, and Geography. Each Odyssey game comes complete with all equipment necessary for play, whether it's one of the 12 standard games or one of several optional games, which include a special shooting gallery, complete with gun and 4 target overlays. Depending on your hunting skills, you can choose between sitting or moving targets. Also available as an option is this special organizer case with separate compartments designed to hold all games and equipment. It makes setup a breeze and storage or moving of your Odyssey unit sheer pleasure. Odyssey can be many things to your family: fun, excitement, entertainment, challenge, and education. Why not take one home with you today? It's available only from the Magnavox salesman in the store. Odyssey, the electronic game of the future that lets you do your own thing on television, and only from Magnavox.